It was the kind of Thursday that should have come with a health warning. Our team had been pulling 14-hour days for 2 weeks straight to hit the Q3 deadline for the biggest client pitch in company history. The entire digital marketing department looked like zombies who had been told, one more revision, one too many times. Red Bull cans formed small aluminum graveyards on every desk. Eyes were bloodshot. Conversations had devolved into grunts and single-word sentences. And then the CEO decided the best possible use of our final crunch evening was a mandatory, team alignment dinner plus late-night work session at the rooftop restaurant of the new serviced office building. Relaxed environment, great food, we finished the deck together, he said in the 6:47 p.m. Slack message that killed whatever tiny piece of soul we had left. By 10:15 p.m., 32 of us were scattered across 3 long tables pushed together. Empty plates of fancy sliders and half-drunk cocktails sat abandoned while laptops glowed like evil little moons. I was seated near the end, sandwiched between our hyper-talkative PPC specialist Vikram, who was explaining his fantasy cricket team for the 3rd time, and her. Aisha Khan. 28 years old. Senior Marketing Director. My direct boss for the last 10 months. The woman who could destroy my annual review with one perfectly arched eyebrow. She was wearing a charcoal blazer over a cream silk blouse, sleeves rolled to the elbows, hair in a low messy bun that somehow looked intentional. Even at hour 14 she looked annoyingly put together while the rest of us resembled crash test dummies. I was running on approximately 4.5 hours of sleep over the previous 48, plus 3 espressos and whatever demonic energy was keeping my eyelids open. My neck had been stiff since Tuesday. Every time I turned my head it made a sound like stepping on bubble wrap. Around 11:40 p.m. the slides were final, V8.2. The CEO had left with his driver. Half the team had quietly slipped away claiming, stomach upset, code 4, I'm going to cry in my Uber. The remaining 12 of us were in that dangerous post-deadline euphoria where everything feels hilarious and nothing feels real. Someone ordered another round of coffee. Someone else put on lo-fi beats through a Bluetooth speaker. The volume of conversation dropped to a gentle murmur. That's when it happened. I leaned back in my chair to stretch my neck, big mistake. The chair had one of those stupid high backs with almost no lumbar support. My head lolled left, and kept going. My temple landed softly against Aisha's shoulder. I didn't even register it at first. Her blazer smelled faintly of something expensive, sandalwood and bergamot maybe. Warm. Steady. Nothing like the jittery panic living inside my own body. For 3 beautiful, traitorous seconds I didn't move. Then reality crashed in like a Windows update at 2 a.m. I jerked upright so violently my knee slammed the underside of the table. Cutlery rattled. Vikram yelped. A few heads turned. Sorry, I stammered, face instantly on fire. Aisha didn't flinch. Didn't pull away. Didn't even look surprised. She just tilted her head slightly toward me, the tiniest smile tugging at the corner of her mouth. You can sleep if you want, she said. Quiet. Calm. Like she was offering me the last slice of pizza. The table went suspiciously silent. Vikram's mouth hung open mid-sentence about his death-over bowler. Across from us, Priya, our content lead and resident gossip engine, slowly lowered her phone like she was filming evidence for HR. Someone in the back coughed into their fist to hide a laugh. I wanted to evaporate. I didn't intend, my voice cracked like a 13-year-old's. I know, she said simply. Then she did something worse. She patted the empty space on her shoulder, twice, very gently. Like she was inviting a frightened cat. The table lost it. Not loud. Not screaming. Just that low, evil, knowing chuckle that spreads like wildfire in offices at 11:52 p.m. when everyone is too tired to pretend to be professional anymore. Oh my God, Priya whispered, eyes glittering. This is canon now. I dropped my face into my hands. Kill me. Aisha leaned back, crossed her arms loosely, and addressed the table without raising her voice. Anyone else want to shame him, do it tomorrow. He's been awake longer than most of you have been alive. Let him breathe. The laughter softened. Not gone, just redirected. She turned back to me, voice dropping so only I could hear. Seriously. Close your eyes for 10 minutes. I'll wake you if the building catches fire. I stared at her. She stared back. No mockery. No power trip. Just quiet permission. I should have said no. Maintained some dignity. Moved seats. Pretended the last 90 seconds never happened. Instead I whispered, "You sure?" She gave one small nod. So I did the most unprofessional, career-limiting, utterly mortifying thing possible. I leaned back. And I let my head rest against her shoulder again. This time on purpose. Her breathing stayed even. She didn't tense. Didn't shift away. She just kept slowly scrolling through the final deck on her laptop with one hand, the other resting relaxed on the table. The lo-fi beats kept playing. Someone murmured about ordering late-night chai. Vikram finally shut up about cricket. For the first time in 2 weeks, my heartbeat slowed. I didn't sleep, not really. It was more like floating in that hazy space between awake and dreaming. The rooftop breeze was cool. The city lights blurred into soft streaks below us. Aisha's shoulder was surprisingly comfortable, like it had been designed exactly for this stupid moment. At some point she typed something, paused, then murmured so low only I could catch it. "You drool on me and I'm docking your bonus." I huffed the tiniest laugh against her sleeve. Noted. She didn't reply. She didn't need to. Around 12:40 someone finally called it. Laptops started closing. Ubers were summoned. People drifted toward the elevator in sleepy pairs and trios. Aisha waited until the table was almost empty. Then she nudged me gently with her elbow. "Hey. Time to go home, superstar." I lifted my head slowly. My neck screamed in protest but the rest of me felt strangely calm. I met her eyes. She looked back at me, not as boss, not as director, just Aisha, tired and human and a little amused. "Thanks," I managed. "Don't thank me yet," she said, standing up and collecting her things. "You still owe me for the shoulder rental. I accept payment in flawless Google Ads reports." I groaned. "Sadist. Always." She smiled, real this time, small but real. We walked to the elevator together. The rest of the team pretended not to watch. They failed spectacularly. As the doors closed, Priya stage whispered from the back. "Someone please screenshot the security cam footage. I need this for my vision board." Aisha rolled her eyes. I wanted to die again. But when the elevator dinged at the lobby, she turned to me one last time. "Get some actual sleep tonight," she said. "Not on public transport. Not on my shoulder. Bed. Pillow. Darkness. Understood?" "Yes, ma'am." She laughed under her breath, the first unguarded sound I'd heard from her in weeks. "Good boy," she teased, then walked toward the exit without looking back. I stood there like an idiot for several seconds. Then I smiled, stupid, sleepy, embarrassed, happy. Because somehow, in the middle of the most exhausting pitch season of my life, I accidentally used my terrifyingly competent boss as a human pillow. And she let me. Worse? I think I want to do it again.